Hi. So another question that I get from the students is, how to improve themselves beyond education, beyond the degree that they're trying to attain. Because it's not just about the degree, because degree is going to get you to the interview table. That your technical knowledge or your understanding about finance or accounts or whatever is good. But beyond that, how do you improve upon yourself? And which is not just about cracking jobs, but in general, doing well in your life. So what are the different aspects that you need to work upon and how to go about it? I'll just give you a very quick brief on the same. So the first thing that you'll have to work on is your reading. Now, how do you start with reading? I've actually discussed reading separately because it is so important as to how to pick up a book and how to start reading and how to force yourself into reading. But in general, what you need to do is you have reading in terms of blogs. You have reading in terms of economy and politics and your general knowledge, basically. You have reading in terms of fiction and non-fiction. Now, reading fiction is going to be increasing your creativity, improving upon your vocabulary, your English. When I'm talking about reading in terms of blogs and all, so that, it's more motivating and time and productivity. And when you're reading about these things, it kind of improves and keeps on reminding you of the habits that you need to build for yourself. So that you can do by, liking pages like Business Insider or something on Facebook and following the correct stuff on Instagram, let's say. Follow me also. And that is going to work about, that is going to take care of your, the blog part and the productivity and the motivation and all part. The next one is with respect to reading non-fiction books. So non-fiction is not just about self-help books or motivational books. It could be reading on management, on strategy, on marketing, on finance, on improving English, for example. I'll discuss this book called Pyramid Principle, which talks about how to improve your writing. So there are a variety of things. Your networking, never eat alone, or a give and take or something. So there is execution, Peter F. Drucker's book. So there are a variety of aspects of your life that you need to improve upon, and you read non-fiction books for those. You need to keep on updating your knowledge. I'll discuss more in the reading in another part of it. And the next one is about your politics and social and economy and whatever is happening around you. You need to be aware. Ideally, do not try to read the news in the morning. It kind of kills the mood for the day. Try to read the news at the end of the day. Again, it might differ based on your profession, that you might need to be updated with the news early in the morning. But otherwise, I prefer to read news at the end of the day. I don't mind if I get to know about something at the end of the day. So News and Shorts is there. So you read that's an app. You can read very quickly all the news. Although it's getting a little not so good nowadays. You can like a lot of political pages, news channels and newspapers, etc. on Facebook. So, every morning I get a lot of list of things that I can read, and I bookmark them, and I probably read on commute or in the evening. I try to utilize a lot of time in terms of commute. And also there is this app called Play Newsstand on News on your Android phones. And you can, subscribe to blogs like Entrepreneur, Harvard Business Review, The Economist, and variety of Live Mint and variety of others. So I enjoy reading that way. So I don't read a physical newspaper or something. It's all on the phones that I get to read. So that is in terms of your reading. You need to improve upon your reading. Why? Because if you don't have content, what will you talk about and how will you talk about it? Right. So first of all, you need to have a good knowledge base in order to be able to speak about something. So your reading has to be good. You need to be aware about your surroundings, economy and politics, not what accident happened and who killed whom and all. That doesn't matter. It's about the politics and the economy that you need to be updated about, irrespective of whatever domain you're working in, whatever be your profession. The next thing is we need to be very good with our IT skills. When I talk about IT skills, I'm not talking about like programming and coding and all, but the basics, like for example, Google. Everybody is using Google Mail. Now I keep on asking people that do you use the shortcut shift ? On a Gmail or a Google Calendar or something, and you'll see all the Google shortcuts will appear on the screen of your laptop on your computer. So how many of you start using those? So I use a C to compose mail. I use a Control R as reply, Control Shift R as reply to all. So I'm using those shortcuts. Of course, I become more efficient and faster because ultimately we're not going to be working on pen and paper. So you have to have the right skills in terms of like a Google being the most basic ones, like a Google Calendar, Google Keep, Google Mail, etc. Then with respect to your Excel and Word and PowerPoint, because these are the most basic tools that anybody and everybody would be using. Normally, if I'll be talking about it, I think Excel for a finance professional, it will be more of like 70-80% of the time. 15% would be PowerPoint, and 5% would be Word. But even that 5%, if you don't know how multiple people can collaborate and work on single document, you get irritated and spend a lot of time in terms of formatting issues and all. So you have to be very good with these skill set, because if I can do the same thing in 2 hours and you're going to be taking 5 hours, of course my productivity, my output is going to be better at job. So you have to be very good with your IT, the basics that you're using, right? And then if your job demands, Power BI is there for analytics, R, SQL, Python, or whatever is needed for your work profile, SAP. So you need to be really good at whatever you're doing. You have to be fast, you have to be quick, you have to know things. You cannot make the same mistake twice. You cannot get stuck in the same point again. Once you learn the shortcut, once you know that I'm renaming a sheet regularly, so you have to do that shift F11 all the time. You cannot be using your mouse for that. So you have to be like really fast at whatever you're doing. And you cannot get stuck for the same thing as I told you again. So if this time I'm having an issue with SAP, I've resolved it. Next time I need to remember so that I don't waste time on that. So you have to be really good in terms of your IT skills. The third thing you need to do is you need to be really good in terms of your presentation skills. See, it used to be long back when people used to say that, let your work speak for itself. But today you need to work hard, and you need to make your work speak for that too. So you have to make your work talk. So you have to do the work, and you have to also present your work really very, very well. So that is my belief, that is how it is today. I know it may not be applicable in all situations, but it's important today that, your work is good and you're able to present it well. You're able to, put it forward, put it across very well. When I talk about presentation skills, you need to be confident in delivering a PowerPoint presentation for your office, for example. And, there are particular tricks and all that you need to know in order to give a good presentation. Your voice modulation, the way you talk, your diction, the way you present slides, and you can't have too much of animation. What animations are allowed, what kind of font is allowed. You have to have very good content that you're being able to deliver when you're giving a presentation. Now the question that comes up to me over here is that I'm an introvert, so therefore I'm not good at public speaking. Now understand, introvert is a separate thing and public speaking is a separate thing. Now you have to understand that today you may not know me, you may not know me personally. I'm not discussing here my feelings or my personality as in my personal life over here. I'm here to discuss my knowledge domain, my expertise or my experience in whatever field I'm working in. So even if I'm an introvert, which you do not know whether I'm an introvert or not, it doesn't matter. Because ultimately here I'm supposed to be talking about my work and not about my personal life. So if you're an introvert, please don't discuss your personal life, but you have to be able to talk about your work. So please leave that aside. I know it might be difficult for some people to talk, but you'll have to push yourself, and you have to improve upon your delivery, the way you're talking and all. So how do you do that? One, see, if you have a lot of knowledge, if you know 10 things, you will be able to talk about 2. So build a very large knowledge base. Once you're well read, once you're educated, you have that kind of confidence already. Once you're doing well, you're performing well in your office, you automatically will get the confidence to deliver, to talk about it. Try to participate in college fests and management fests as much as possible. If you're a student, if you're a working professional, try to participate in as many as office activities as possible. Improve upon your vocabulary. Watch a lot of sitcoms. It'll be entertaining, but then when you're watching a sitcom and if you come across a word that you probably do not know the meaning of, please immediately Google. Like there was this word Sheldon Cooper used, vicissitudes, in some place, and I just Googled up and I was like, okay, this means this movement, and I can the movement in the economy or something. Alacrity, that's another word I was watching in which sitcom, I don't remember. So whenever you're coming across new words, you need to learn. When you're watching sitcom, just understand their pronunciation, the way they are modulating their voice. So you have to be very aware. Like I was watching the sitcom NCIS, and every time I see there was a Vietnam War veteran was coming up in quite a few episodes. So I made it a point to Google up and watch a video of 5 minutes on, why the Vietnam War was there. So that is how you build your knowledge. You have to have a lot of curiosity in order to build a good knowledge base. And again, when you're watch interviews of people. So even something as trashy as Coffee with Karan that you'd watch, you'd see how celebs sit and how they're talking, and their table manners, etc. So you learn very small things. Like I did not know how to use chopsticks, and I made it a point to use chopsticks to eat Maggie years back in my school days, so that if I go to a restaurant and I'm offered chopsticks to use, I'm able to use that. So you build a lot of all these things for yourself, and you'll automatically start feeling more confident and more presentable. So you have to work on these things. You have to consciously observe. So consciously observe. Another thing that you need to do is your writing skills have to be good, which is a major complaint point with most of the corporates when they're hiring. So you have to be good at writing. You have to frame thoughts properly. So even when I'm talking to you, I know that these are the 5 points I want to touch about, and within each of the points, these are the sub bullets that I need to talk about. So you frame your thoughts, then you put it down on paper. Like I told you, I'm reading this book, The Pyramid Principle, which talks about, how to write better. And when you're reading a book, you consciously observe, how the sentences are being framed, whether it's a have or a has, whether it's an off or on, or, we make preposition mistakes, we make mistakes with verb agreement or verb with subject and all. So you consciously observe these things in order to improve upon your writing skills. That is something that you need to do. The next thing is you need to be able to be, you need to be good at tackling situations. So you need to be a little street smart, if I were to say so. You need to be so how does that come in? When you do more reading, when you read more biographies, for example, when you observe small things more, when you're more observant, and when you're more, alert, you start understanding, okay, this guy reacted in this way in this situation. This guy behaved like this. Reading more case studies. There are so many Harvard Business case studies available online. So you need to read more of those, so you know how people tackle and, watch TED videos, and you'll understand how to react in certain situations. So you start building yourself in that manner. The next one is that, you need to either, if you're a student, do internships. It adds on a lot of value. And if you're working already, in that case, try to do more at your work. So if X has been asked, you do 2X, you do 3X, because that is going to, one, give you growth, promotion, etc. You need to know everything in and out about your department, about your work profile, your profession. That gives you immense amount of confidence and the ability to talk, the ability to lead a team in the future. So you have to know everything in and out. The amount of confidence that your education, your knowledge, your experience is going to give, and that with that confidence, you'll be able to talk about it. You'll be able to really just, it's an amazing feeling. So you have to do that. So, but that, for getting that experience, that knowledge, that education, that expertise, you have to be very, very focused in terms of reading, in terms of learning all the time. You have to learn. You're fast with Excel, people will ask you for help. You're fast with, you're good with vocabulary, you're good with something, people will come up to you for help, for advice and all. So automatically that is going to be boosting your confidence, right? And force yourself to interact. If, say, for example, you're still a little hesitant, use the social media to your advantage. So post on Instagram or post on Facebook. Don't sit and analyze the number of likes you're getting and waste your time. You need to use it to your advantage. If you're not comfortable, you don't think about any other platform. Just think about LinkedIn. Maybe, whatever your opinion is about your economy, or even if you're in the IT sector, so I'm working on so-and-so coding and all. So just share a little bit of experience, ask people their opinion, interact more on LinkedIn, because it is going to be value adding in terms of connections, in terms of networking, in terms of knowledge, in terms of exposure, and you'll be able to improve upon your writing. You will see how people are writing and all. Follow the right set of people. It's extremely important to get the right set of mentors. By God's grace, I'm blessed to have a few very good people around me who are, giving me that kind of opinions and advices as I move forward. So it's very important to have the right set of people and the right set of mentors around you who are giving you the correct opinion. Follow good people, like follow, let's say, for an example, Adam Grant on a Twitter. I follow her on LinkedIn, and Ray Dalio I follow. So follow the right set of people, because there's a lot of noise on the social media also. So you need to know what to follow, what not to follow, whom to listen, whom not to listen. You experiment with a few people. Your thoughts are resonating with someone. You stick to that person. Someone, your temperament, your nature is not matching. You leave that person aside. So it's about how well you connect with these people and interact more on social media. Start with the online mode of interaction and then scale it up. But you'll have to do all of these things. And again, your knowledge, if you have a lot of knowledge, if you have a lot of know-how, understanding, experience, expertise in whatever be your field, you're automatically going to be very well groomed in that. And you have to consciously do these things. So you have to work upon yourself. Again, as I say, invest in yourself. Thank you.